All right, let's get some good stuff done here. First, let's talk a little bit about shamanic practices in general, what they are and what they're not. What they're not, I think, is the best part. They are not a religious path. So the wonderful thing about that is whatever is your own faith, your own spirituality, whatever you practice in your own personal life, these practices here will not interfere with them. Shamanic practices simply will augment whatever you're doing now. There's no conflict. There are all kinds of shaman in all kinds of practices. There's Native American shaman, there's Peruvian shaman, there's Asian shaman, Eskimo shaman, any nationality, any culture you can think of, they have shaman. So I promise you, the practices here on this CD, in all shamanic practices, there is no conflict. They're not religious. So if they're not religious, what are they? All shamanic practices are about three things. They're about self-exploration, about discovery, playing with alternate realms and dimensions, and about healing. That's what we care about. That's the biggest fundamental thing we're drawn to as shaman. Healing. We want to make things better. That's the intent, that's the goal of shamanic practices, healing. It's what we do. One of the things I personally delight in about shamanic practices is how you can use them beautifully as individual, standalone things. Much like notes in an octave on a musical scale. But you can also combine them and play with them and make some amazing melodies. And then it gets even more powerful. So I encourage you, the more you study these practices, the more you learn them. As things just start clicking, hey, I can do this and that. Great, go with it. That's you writing your own little shamanic symphony, and I applaud you for that. Technically, we're going to be doing 4 practices on the CD. We'll be using a prasana stone to set aside our busy, chatty mind. That's 1. We'll be doing the calling in prayer. That's 2. We'll be using Ho'oponopono for clearing wounds. That's 3. And in the middle of all that, we'll take a journey to our heart center to meet a guide and solve a specific issue. So that's 4. So each one of those is a standalone practice. But today we're going to blend them all together. So I'm just trying to emphasize the kinds of things you will be able to do. See how these practices can work on their own. And they're great. And there's times you absolutely should use them individually. But also to have that fun with it. Play them, mix and match them together.